Well, hello, everybody. Hope everyone's doing pretty good today. Everyone's feeling well. The sun is out. That's always a plus. We're going to start off at the front of our chairs. Feet are going to be out in front of us. Heels under our knees. Knees are shoulder width apart. Hands are on top of our knees. We're going to take a deep breath. Exhale. And when you inhale, I want you to think about drawing the rib cage up. When you exhale, I want it to be because you're drawing the rib cage back down. And as you draw the rib cage down, you're going to lift the sternum up just a little. So think about a tall sternum as you draw the ribs down. Inhale, let the ribs come up. Exhale, drawing the ribs down, keeping that sternum nice and tall. Okay? For those of you who are new to the class, welcome to Mobile Bodies. This is a class focused on mobility. You're going to hear me use two terms a lot. And these two terms are going to be a hollow and arch. So whenever I am referring to a hollow position, I'm simply just referring to the position of your spine. And I want you to contract the abdomen, which is going to pull your sternum down towards your pelvis. Okay? And then you're going to contract your glutes, which is going to posteriorly tilt the pelvis, okay? So you don't have to really bend your knees or anything like that. I'm just being very elaborate here so you get an idea of contracting the glutes, contracting the abdominal muscles, and you're going to round out, that lower back is going to round out. Your whole back's going to be kind of round out. Your shoulders are going to be rounded forward and down, okay? Now what we're going to do with the other term, which is an arch, I'm going to say arch, you're going to do the opposite. The pelvis is going to anteriorly tilt. It'll tilt forward. You'll relax those glutes, and you'll notice that your back is now going to arch. You might think of this as someone telling you to stand up nice and straight, but you're exaggerating it. And now this time your shoulders roll back and down. And now your back is now concave. Okay? In this class, we're going to ideally find a nice balance between the two. So I'm going to center this camera on me just a little bit more for those of you who are watching from Goodwin House, Alexandria. There we go. Oh, and just an update. For those of you who are participating in the Wellness Winter Challenge, please know that we are tied right now with Bailey Crossroads. Everybody is at 82%. I am going to start posting a statistics board. I'll probably put it on the hallway outside of the fitness center so that way we can all get a good idea about where we are in relation. Again, they'll be coming, the scores will be coming out in the following Gazette. So we're technically like a week behind because I have to wait till I get all the cards in. Speaking of which, the cards are always due by 12 p.m. the following Monday. So we started this challenge at the beginning of last week. Those cards were due this past Monday by 12. That way I can get our numbers out, we can count everything up, and we can get the score out and everything like that. So please, if you're doing this, don't forget on Monday to have your card turned in before or by 12 p.m. If it doesn't get there, send me an email, okay, at cfralin@goodwinhouse.org. And that way, at least I can know to put you down. So, without further delay, knees shoulder width apart, heels directly under, hands just on top of the knees. What we're going to do is we're going to hollow. So, we're going to squeeze those glutes a little bit, and we're going to squeeze the abdomen. Okay, you should notice that your sternum comes down just a little bit. And now with keeping your arms nice and straight, we're going to push down through the palms of our hands. But as long as you're still squeezing those abdominal muscles pretty good, what won't happen is instead of your chest lifting up, it'll stay right where it is. It might be facing forward. You might feel it lift, like if it's already down, you might feel it lift a little bit, but we don't want our chest facing up. Your arms are straight. You'll feel those lats, those lat muscles kick on. And instead, what's actually going to move here is you're going to feel those shoulders draw back and down, especially down. And we're breathing. So one thing that we're definitely going to do a whole lot of in this class is we're going to be holding a lot of isometric contractions, but that does not mean to be holding your breath. We don't want to translate that as holding our breath, or else we would pass out in the first minute of class. Make sure you're constantly breathing throughout, all right? You have to be able to make sure that you can brace and breathe while pressurizing that abdominal cavity. All we're doing now is just breathing. I'm pushing down with the palms of my hands. And what I want us to do here is I want us to practice how hard we can push down, okay? So at no point, and we're going to let go of squeezing with our abs or squeezing with the glutes. But what I want us to do instead is over the course of 5 seconds, as I count, you're going to push harder and harder and harder through your hands, okay? With your arms. Ready? And 1, pushing down, 2, harder, 3, harder, 4, harder, 5, and relax. Just the arms. Still keep those stomach muscles engaged. Still keep contracting those glutes. Okay, what you notice is the harder that you push down, as if you're trying to push down the palms of your hands, keeping your arms straight, you'll notice that your chest is going to want to lift up. But as long as you're squeezing the abdomen, what you'll really notice is that you're having to squeeze the abdomen even harder. And that's to help prevent the chest from raising up. Let's do that again over 10 seconds this time, okay? Ready? Make sure the glutes and the abdomen is contracted. Push with the palms of your hands. Start off slow, just a mild effort, and build up to a maximal effort by the time we reach 10. So 1, 2, 3, make sure you're breathing. 4, pushing down real hard. 5, 6, 7, keep squeezing those stomach muscles. 9, hardest now, 10, and very slowly, counting backwards from 10, still pushing down as hard as you possibly can right now. As hard as you possibly can. I'm going to count backwards from 10, and we're going to very slowly ease up pressure through the palms of our hands. So keep pushing down as hard as you possibly can. Keep breathing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. 10, 9, lighten up a little. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, even lighter. 3, 2, barely pushing at all. 1. Relax the arms. Keep hollowing a little bit. Now, push down through the palms of the hands and take it to like a 5 or a 6, okay? Don't take it all the way to a 10. Just take it to like a 5 or a 6. Okay? Doing good. Now we're going to slowly come back in the chair. Your hands are going to slide up the thigh. And as they slide up the thigh, I'm still pushing down onto my lap with the palms of my hands. Okay? I'm still hollowing my spine. I'm still keeping those glutes and those stomach muscles contracted. And just before the weight completely leaves your feet, you're going to pause. And breathe. You might notice it's much more difficult to breathe in this position. That's okay. If you feel like your breathing is shallow, try to breathe through it as best you can. Push forward, back to the starting position. Push down with the palms of your hands real hard. Keep squeezing those stomach muscles. Keep squeezing the glutes. Now relax everything. Shake the arms out a little bit if you need to. Woo. I can feel that. There's no doubt I can definitely feel that. Okay. Shake it out a little bit if you need to. Going back to our starting position. Palms are on our hands. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the stomach, pushing down the palms of your hands. Doing very good. So coming back, letting the hands slide up the thigh. Keep those stomach muscles contracted. Breathe, 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 breathe. You got it. You can do it. You can do it. Breathe, keep breathing. Don't quit. Breathe, coming back forward. Doing very good. Everyone go ahead and relax. We're gonna come back into the same thing. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna add something, okay? We'll get reset up with our contractions. We'll slide back, and just before the weight leaves the feet, we'll pause. And then we're gonna rotate. So if I'm rotating towards my right, that means my left hand shifts forward, down the thigh. My right hand comes up the thigh. I'm still leaned back, okay? I'm still leaning back. But my torso is now turned towards the right. And I'm breathing. And even in this position, both hands are firmly pushing through the palms of my hands onto my thighs. I'm keeping a very strong, assertive pressure. Then I'm going to switch and rotate all the way over towards the left. So when I turn towards the left hand shifts up and the right arm shifts down the thigh. Okay? Everybody get set. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abdomen. It's just like turning on your car. You know, you get in, put your seatbelt on, turn the ignition on. Just like that. It's like clockwork. You don't even think about it. Pushing down with the palms of your hands, sliding back. Just stop before the weight leaves your feet. We're going to rotate towards the right. Right hand slides up the thigh. Left hand slides down. Pause. Pushing down. Pushing down firmly with the palms of our hands on the thigh, wherever they are. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Make sure your back is not arching. Remember, we should be hollowing. We're going to slowly shift and rotate towards the other side. So now we're rotated out towards the left. Left hand has come up the thigh. The right hand is down the thigh. And I'm still pushing with both hands into my thighs. Make sure your back is not arched. Rotate back towards the right. Breathe. Come on, breathe with me. You can breathe. Holding. Switch back to the left. You got it. Pushing down with the palms of your hands. Breathe. Center up. Bring it forward. Relax. Good job. It's a good warm-up, right? That's right. That's the warm-up. All right. So for those of you who want us to remain seated, you can remain seated. For those of you who'd like to, you can go ahead and join me on our feet. All right, so we're going to make sure that because some of the movements we're going to do today are going to require a decent amount of shoulder movement, we're going to make sure our shoulders are nice and warmed up. Before we do that, for those of you who are on your feet, want to make sure your legs are nice and warm too. So those of you who are seated, you're basically going to kind of do the same thing that we were just doing. Except this time we won't be leaning back and turning or anything like that. For those of you who are standing, hands are on the front of your thigh. Those of you who are seated, you're sitting up nice and upright. Your hands are on top of the knee, just like where we were. Your feet should be shoulder width apart, just like we always did. What we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and start by squeezing my glutes and squeezing the palms of my hands into the front of my thigh. And now I'm going to slowly start to squeeze the abdominal muscles, focusing on trying to draw that sternum down a little bit. It'll move very, very, very short amount. Barely any movement is going to occur, but you are going to feel that tension pulling it down. Okay? My glutes are squeezed, so my pelvis is posteriorly tilted. I'm putting a decent amount of pressure using the palms of my hands, pushing into the front of my thigh. Breathing. And breathing. You got it. Breathe and breathe. Very slowly, we're going to start to draw our hands and reach down towards our knees. Just a little bit. And what I want you to do really with this is keep your glutes squeezed and contract harder and harder with the abdomen. Drawing that sternum closer and closer towards your pelvis. I don't want you to bend over. This is a big difference. We're just curling the stomach right here. Kind of bending a little bit at the stomach, but I'm not bending over forward. My weight should not shift to the front. I should still keep my center of gravity within my center of mass. Breathing. Breathing, breathing, breathing. And just before your hands probably even get to your knees, you're going to pause. You're probably already fully hollowed. Back is completely rounded out. Very slowly, we're going to come back up. And the further we come up, the harder I want you to push on the front of your thigh, palms of your hands. Squeeze, really squeeze. Relax the stomach, relax the glutes. Let your hands shift past your pockets and bring your hands back, just like this. Okay? That should be up nice and tall. Arms are straight, and they're reaching back. Okay? Just reaching back. Very slowly, we're going to start to rotate the hands so the palms face forward. You should really be feeling your shoulders are drawing back and down, not shrugging. For those of you in your seat, ideally your arms should be out wide enough so that way if you have you have arms on the chair, they won't get in the way. Pulling back. Doing good. Now bring your hands in, palms facing towards the midline of your body. I want you to squeeze on the outside of your thighs. Just like that. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abdomen, but standing up nice and tall as best you can. And everybody relax. Woo! All right. Get that out of my way. Now, everybody go ahead and grab your PVC. All right, now, what we're going to do is we're going to work a little bit on our shoulder. We're going to loosen up the shoulder just a little bit, engage some of these muscles here. If you have trouble getting this PVC on the back part of your shoulders, notice that it's not behind my neck. It's not behind my neck. It is down below the neck, on top of the back side of my shoulders. Okay? And it's not causing me any pain or discomfort or anything like that. If there's a little bit of discomfort, that's okay. Just really make sure that you can clearly distinguish between pain that's going to hurt you and discomfort just from being in a position of stress. Mild stress. If you have trouble getting here, or if you come up and it's already uncomfortable, hold the PVC in contact with the front of your collarbone, clavicle here, okay? And you got to keep it in contact. It has to touch. Don't put it on your throat. It's at the bottom of your throat, at the very top of your chest. And it must be touching your chest. Now, whether it's in front or whether it's behind, we want to make sure that our forearms are starting, or ideally, are vertical. It's okay if the elbows are pointed back a little bit and you have like a positive incline. You have like an incline angle, positive angle for the forearm. But ideally, we want to stack the elbows directly underneath the wrist. Now, if this causes a lot of pain, if this causes any pain, you can bring it out in front and then do the same thing. Okay? Cool. Now, whether you're here or you're here, what I want you to do is I want you to wing your elbows out just a little bit. So you're just going to push your elbows out to the side just a little. And then I want you to now squeeze your elbows down or squeeze them in a little bit like that. Okay? You should really feel the lats, a little bit of the chest muscles having to contract. And if you do that, it'll even push the elbows forward a little bit. But just make sure the PVC stays in contact with the front of the collarbone. Or right here, you don't have to worry about it going anywhere much at all. Now, relax for a second. Shake your legs out. Feet are going to be shoulder width apart. Okay? We're going to contract our glutes. Okay? Contracting the glutes. We're going to contract the abdomen because we want to get our spine nice and neutral. And now, whether it's in front of you or if it's right where mine is, you're just going to push both elbows forward. Just like that, okay? We're just going to push both elbows forward. You may notice that they don't move very far. That's okay. That's all right. And relax the elbows back. Keep your glutes and keep the abdomen contracted. Push the elbows forward. They aren't going to move very far forward. Relax. Push them forward again. Then relax. One more time for me. Push them forward. Now, keep your elbows forward. We're going to bend at the knees a little bit, okay? Ready? Keeping your glutes squeezed and the abdomen squeezed. Elbows are pushed forward. Bend the knees slightly. The weight should still be mid-foot. Just in front or the front part of your ankle if you want to get more specific there. Now I'm going to hinge forward very slowly because what I don't want to forget about is I don't want to forget about keeping my abdomen contracted and pushing the elbows forward. You might notice that it's getting a little difficult to squeeze your glutes. That's okay, it's because they're relaxing now. So you can relax the glutes a little bit, but focus on the abdomen and pushing those elbows forward. Tilting to about 45 degrees or so. Keeping your head above the level of your heart, no lower than that. Come back up and rest. Right, if you're standing with me, go ahead and walk around for a second. Shake the legs out, shake the arms out. If you need to do the chicken, you can do the chicken. Okay. So if you're feeling a lot of work being done with the shoulders, no problem. Let's work a little bit more on the shoulder here. So whether or not you had it in front or you had it behind you, okay? What we're gonna do here is the same thing. We're always gonna lock up, get those glutes contracted, contract the abdomen. Then from here, I'm just gonna push one elbow forward, okay? Let's just do the left one for me, all right? Left elbow is gonna move forward, pushed it forward, then relax. Left elbow again, forward, and relax. You might notice that because we're only doing one at a time, it might be moving a little bit more forward than when we're doing both, and that's okay. Push it forward, or it just might be very tight, and you might not notice too much of a difference at all. Biggest thing, guys, we are what? We're breathing. Relax. Push it forward. Relax, switch. Going to the right, elbow forward. Relax. Forward. Relax. Forward. Relax. Forward. And relax. Ooh. Going forward again. Relax. You got it. One more time. Forward. And relax. Take that PVC down. Shake your arms out a little bit. Hopefully the shoulders should be warming up pretty nicely right now. And it should be getting a little bit easier for you to hold it. Things might still be kind of creeping up on you a little bit as we continue to hold the position, but tolerance for it should be increasing. Okay, coming back in position. I'm gonna add a movement for us, okay? Hollow, squeeze the glutes, push the left elbow forward. Now rotate towards the right. Notice that I'm still gonna keep my abdomen contracted and my glutes. Now relax the left elbow, push the right elbow forward, and now let's rotate over towards the left. Still keeping those stomach muscles engaged. And breathing. Relax the right arm, push the left elbow forward, rotate back towards the right. Still keeping those stomach muscles tight. Relax, push the right arm forward, rotate towards the left, last time. Back to the middle. Shake the legs out if you need to. You're doing good. All right, now we're gonna do a little figure eight, okay? We're gonna lead with the left elbow coming forward, and you're just gonna bend. So push the left elbow forward, bend at the waist towards the left, then rotate towards the right. Now bend all the way to the opposite side towards the right. Push the right elbow forward as you rotate towards the left. That's a figure eight. We're just gonna repeat that, okay? There you go. So first start off with the bend, tilt to the side. Push the elbow forward as you rotate. Tilt to the side. Push that elbow forward as you rotate. Tilt again to the side. Last time, pushing that other elbow forward. Level off. And bring that PVC down. Shake your arms out a little bit. Now, if you're having difficulty, if you are doing this in the chair, this can be a little difficult if you have arms on the chair, and that can be a good reason to substitute out the PVC for the strap. And then the strap, you could probably run behind your head a little bit easier. So don't choke yourself. Don't choke yourself. From here, you're still pushing your elbows forward. You would tilt the side. You would tilt at the side, rotate. Tilt to the other side, push that elbow forward, rotate. And that way, it might be a little bit easier for you to maneuver around those arms on the chair. All right. Shake it out for a second. All right, not too bad, right? No, not too bad at all. Okay, now, so we're getting in this position here. We've spent a lot of time here, so this should be a little bit easier to get back in. Now we're gonna do that hinge again. So tighten the glutes, tighten the abdomen. Knees are bent slightly. I'm gonna hinge forward. Just before I hinge forward, push the elbows forward a little bit. Coming forward. Just pause before you, by the time you get to 45 degrees or so, definitely keeping your head above level of your heart. Oops. Sorry about that. Oh, did it stop? There we go. Got the music going. Apologize for that. Knees are slightly bent, hinged over. Elbows are forward. Now we're going to rotate, just like we did, okay? Relax the elbows, the abdomen is squeezed. Push the left elbow forward and rotate towards the right while you are tilted forward. You're not going to move far, it's okay. Rotate back. Relax the elbow, push the right elbow forward, rotate towards the left. You can do this seated, either with the PVC or the yoga strap. The yoga strap is going to give you a lot more leeway, of course, especially if you feel really tight and restricted. Switching back, coming up. Doing it one more time. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the abdomen, bend the knees a little bit, hinging forward. Push the right elbow forward, rotate towards the left. Center up, push the left elbow forward, rotate towards the right. Center back up, standing, and relax. Well done. Woo. You can definitely feel all that. All right. Now we're going to get a little bit more complicated with the movement here, okay? Everybody's going to hold the PVC at the front of the collarbone, okay? So if you normally do it behind your back, doing it right here should be a little bit easier. Okay? We're going to add a push to this movement, okay? More like a press, actually. So whenever we do press, you want to keep those elbows vertical, or keeping your forearms vertical. That's the same thing as stacking your elbows underneath the shoulder. Now what happens is because when we come straight up, where this thing is located, it should be knocking you in the jaw. But we don't want to interrupt the path of this PVC, so we're just going to tuck our chin back. It's going to force you to have to activate those deep neck flexors, okay? So if you ever notice some people might have some posture where the head is forward like this, those muscles are very weak. This is a very good exercise for the sake of not smacking that jaw, is to pull your chin out of the way without moving the PVC around your head in order to push the PVC straight up. Look, it even takes my mic with it, but it didn't take my chin. And if you can, fully extending your arms all the way up. Come back down, pulling my chin back in, just like that. Now, let's do that one more time, okay? Squeeze the abdomen, squeeze your glutes. So we're all locked up with the lower half. Push the elbows forward. Pull the chin back, push straight up. Relax the elbows as you fully extend. Now, if you can't go straight all the way up, that's okay. Just come straight forward or come up at an angle. And that works fine too, but as best you can, try not to, make sure you're not leaning back. Remember, you're using those abdominal muscles to make sure our spine stays in a fixed position. One more time with me, okay? Elbows are down, or elbows are forward slightly. Forearms are vertical. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the abdomen, pulling that chin back, pushing straight up or straight out a little bit. Reaching forward, Now, whether you're out here in front, or whether you're up here, or whether you're all the way up here, what I want us to do is I want us to focus on trying to lock our arms out, okay? While we're doing this, we're just gonna push the PVC over to one side, okay? Just pushing it over to one side. Then we're gonna push it over towards the other side. So whether it's up here, my arms are getting pushed from one side to the next, or if it's out right here. Keeping my arms straight, but not, here's the key. Check this out. Pay attention to whether or not your torso is moving. Don't let your torso move, just the arms. So whether you're up here, that's it. It's going back and forth, trying to keep your elbows locked out. Very good. Bring it down, relax. Now, we're gonna come back to this position. We're gonna put it all together. PVC is touching clavicle. Push those elbows forward just a little bit, squeeze the glutes and squeeze the abdomen. Bend the knees slightly, we're gonna hinge forward. No further than 45 degrees, or keeping above your head above the level of your heart. Pause. Once you're there, your back is straight. Make sure those elbows are in line with your spine. Okay? Now we're gonna push straight overhead or straight out in front. But as you do this, try to keep your balance. Now, if you're in your seat, you should be tilted forward over in your seat, but still keeping that back straight. We're just reaching out wherever you can. So whether it's straight out here, like above your head, or if it's straight out here, or even if it's straight down. Try to get it up as high as you can. Okay? Bring it back. Push the elbows forward. Pull it back to your sternum, to your clavicle, your collarbone. Push up. Press it out. Fully extend the arms. Pull it back in. Coming back up and relax. Everybody go ahead and shake it off a little bit here. Shake the legs out if you need to. Not too bad. No, it's not too bad at all. Doing very good. All right. One last time. Okay. Arms are up. Clavicle. PVC's on the clavicle. Squeezing the glutes and the abdomen, pushing the elbows forward slightly as we bend the knees, hinging forward. Pausing, keeping your head above the level of your heart. Push those elbows forward more. Keep the PVC close to you. Getting our head out of the way as we press, reaching out as far as we can. Whether it's overhead or maybe it's out in front of you. And bring it back. Push those elbows forward. Pull the PVC back to your clavicle. Keep the stomach muscle nice and tight. Push it out again, pressing. Fully extend those arms. Fully extend, fully extend. Pull it back in. Push the elbows forward. Pull the PVC back to your clavicle. Raise up, squeezing the glutes. Just keeping the abdomen nice and tight. And relax. Well done. Alrighty. Now, everybody go ahead and take a seat. And we can go ahead and put our PVC to the side for a moment. We're going to grab our yoga strap now. What we're going to do is you're going to hook the middle of the middle of the strap round. Let's follow your left foot here. We'll do both. You want that foot to be out straight. the heel pointed up. And then your arms should be extended out fully with tension on the yoga strap. Okay, not too bad, right? All right, now you should have your arms straight, shoulders should be rolled back and down, but your back shouldn't be arched. Instead, you're keeping those stomach muscles engaged. That's right, and breathing. And you should feel like you're pulling hard on it, but it's not moving. Nothing's moving here. You should feel nice and solid within your torso. Sitting up nice and tall, of course. Now, very slowly, the other foot is out in front. You have weight in the heel. Squeezing the glutes a little bit. You're just going to the elbows are going to pull back close to your rib cage, and the leg will lift. Just like that. You should really feel your shoulder blade squeezing back and down, but you're going to have to really contract the abdomen really hard, or otherwise you're going to feel that lower back contract so hard that it might feel like it's going to cramp. If that's the case, then you need to squeeze the abdomen a little bit harder. You're doing good. We're going to bring it down. The only thing that should be moving is the leg and the arms. As soon as it gets down, pull those elbows right back up, squeezing that stomach. Holding up. Remember, that stomach is contracted. You should also be kind of upright too, right? Because it's going to pull that sternum forward as well. Bringing it down. And let's switch. Same setup, opposite side. Okay. Other foot's out in front. Arms are straight. Shoulders are contracted, but so is my abdomen. Pulling those elbows back. The leg will rise. The leg shouldn't be having to do any work here. It's just the shoulders and the arms and your core. Just squeezing, sitting up nice and tall, using those stomach muscles to keep you upright, okay? We're going to slowly extend the arms, the leg lowers, but nothing else moves. Still keeping tension in my shoulders. As soon as the heel touches the ground, we're coming right back up. Pulling those elbows back, the leg lifts with it. There you go. You got it. So you're doing very good. And breathe. And breathe. Lowering it back down. Pulling that up. Keeping it nice and tight. Breathe, sitting up nice and tall. You got it. Bringing it down and relax. Good job, everybody. If you want, you can sit on the edge of your chair, or you can stand with me. Everybody, just stand up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in, not contracting anything at all. Exhale nice and slowly. One more deep breath, inhale. Exhale slowly. And good job, everybody. Well done. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Definitely get outside and enjoy the warm weather while you can. Other than that, please enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you again.